Chat, chit, chat, chit, chat, chit, chat.
Hey everybody, Guy here from Switchboard and Chit Chat. Today, I'm here with my dear friend and one of my business partners, Taylor Firo.
Hi, everybody.
And you can see that we're in our kind of normal setup, but everything looks a little bit different. One of the things that we have been thinking about for a while is a little like sub-podcast, so to speak, inside of Chit Chat. We continue to really love what Chit Chat has become and is becoming, those conversations with people in our community that are doing their darndest to make a mark in central Minnesota, in our community. It's really special and really fun. And so we're gonna keep doing that. We love that. I hope that I am doing that forever, but it's a blast. But one of the things that we've talked about is just using this kind of growing platform to continue to educate around marketing. We don't have all the answers, just FYI, but we've been running Switchboard together now for over 10 years. And we're just really excited about kind of what this thing could be, and we're gonna drink some good coffee together and spend some time. But yeah, Taylor, what are you excited about for this new little iteration of the podcast, and what's it called?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you said the name or not. Marketing in Minutes. Really, I think our hope is oftentimes when you start relationships with marketing agencies, it kind of feels like you're just throwing them money and hoping that they grow your business, which sometimes, unfortunately, is true. But I think with this podcast specifically, what our hope is that we can take some of these marketing topics, these marketing subjects, these tricks and tips that we get to use to grow our clients, box them up in individual episodes, and help you use them yourself, hopefully the week we send out the episode.
That's right. Marketing in minutes. Here's what's fun about that. Are you ready? We haven't committed to any sort of time length.
These could be 2 minutes long.
It could be 2 minutes. And maybe if the idea is right, it should be 2 minutes.
Or knowing Guy, they're probably 60.
Okay. Because I'm long-winded. Is that what?
Yeah. Yeah. No, so full of information, actually.
So good. As Taylor and I have been preparing for this, there is like something that's kind of like fun. Taylor and I are drastically different. And I like that for a lot of reasons. One, it's fun to have a dear, sweet friend that doesn't respond to situations in the same kind of way as you do. It makes him a really good, like a good ally and a good partner because he sees things different than I do. And so just even in friendship, like his perception of my life and things that I might face or whatever, he brings a perspective that I don't have, which is kind of fun. It's also fantastic in a business partner. I am already in full possession of my opinion. And the way I see it and the way that I kind of would navigate a situation, I got that. I don't need another one. But what I do need is different. And I think for 10 years, we've navigated really well how to bring our differences to the table. Ironically, there are some similarities as well. It's a nice shirt that you got.
Oh, thank you.
Where'd you get that? How did you find out about that shirt?
You.
All right. So back to some of the differences.
Built.com.
We have no idea what this is going to be. Some of the differences, even in the way that Taylor and I prepare for this, and that was one of the things that we were kind of talking about as we were getting going on this first episode.
Guy got up at 5 this morning and memorized everything. Just kidding.
Oh, wait, that was you.
That was me.
That was you. I think in so many things, my predisposition would be to rely on. Well, I don't know exactly what it would be to rely on. But I think if I am letting my kind of like weakness shine in a situation, it would be that I under-prepare and hope that communication or something is going to kind of like carry the day for me. And I think if you
fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
That's right. That's right. Full display here. And Taylor is just a really well prepared human being, just in general. And I have a lot to learn from him in that thing, and I have over the last 10 years. And I think the weakness is, for me, is to under-prepare. And I think maybe at times a weakness could be to over-prepare. And to
overanalyze.
Yeah. But it's sweet to be able to have both of those things kind of on full display. Even this morning, we sat and drank a cup of coffee at the Kitchenette. St. Cloud friends, again, go to the Kitchenette. It's a wonderful, lovely little spot. And just as we were kind of like doing our last little prep for this episode, we had a good chuckle about just kind of how we come to the table for these things. But team, as we do this, I think Taylor is our host of this fun little thing, and I'm excited to watch him kind of to grow in this thing, and I'm excited for what this could look like. So, Taylor, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's
ready.
good.
Very ready.
Let's take away.
Yeah. Before we jump in, I think what we hope, and again, this podcast will change as we get going, as we hear from you, even as we get your input on what you guys need help with or what we could possibly help you with. I think that our goal is to help you guys clear up your messaging, to grow your brand, to move your business forward, and if we can be a little piece of that. We really believe in St. Cloud. We really believe in the small businesses in St. Cloud. And if we can just be a small part of helping to grow them and us, I hope we learn a ton ourselves.
Yeah.
I think we'd be super grateful for that. So,
agreed.
Our first topic, not in most importance, but just because I think it's some tools that we use a ton, is do you think, Guy, that businesses actually need professional video and professional photography?
Yes, of course businesses need professional photo and professional video. And also businesses need amateur photo and amateur video. I think sometimes when people are maybe new to thinking about how to solve some of these pain points in relationship to their communication, in relationship to some of their business or some of their marketing and messaging, they kind of jump into this approach of like somebody else outside of me needs to be the one to come and solve all of this. And the truth of the matter is that there are, agencies like ours, like we show up and we help solve creative problems, and we make tools and resources that do that kind of thing. But so much of the solution when people are feeling that pain point of like, I'm just not communicating well enough, good enough for my brand. Is it good or is it well? This is a communication podcast. Not good enough. I think. Yeah. Not good enough.
Yep.
That one of the solutions that can help meet that need is just to get in there themselves too.
Yeah.
And I know that business owners, they're busy, they're stretched thin, especially if you're kind of new and you maybe a couple years old. You maybe have a couple of team members and everyone's wearing 8 hats, but that also probably means that like the owner, the person that started it, is maybe wearing 15 hats. And so the idea of like also wearing a marketing hat is sometimes really, really hard. But one of the best solutions to solve that need or to kind of fix that pain point is to just get a camera on your phone going and to start capturing the life of what's happening in your business. Start a social account and just start engaging there with your people. You're a human being. The people that are consuming your content are human beings. And so just providing real and human content, which you can create and capture on your phone, is a fantastic place to start. And every business should be doing that kind of thing. But then the other side of that is, if that's the only thing that you're doing, and when you're thinking about the photos and videos that show up on your website and in your ads and some of that stuff, if you're thinking that should be photos that you took with your cell phone, your brand might feel a little stunted or a little young or a little cheap. And so one way to maybe think about when and how to use professional photo and video, and when to use amateur, even yourself or someone on your team with an iPhone and kind of a knack for doing that thing, is how evergreen does that piece of content need to be? If it's for your website, does the imagery on your website need to tell the same good story in 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, that kind of thing? Then you should invest the energy and the resources into doing that thing really well. But the flip side of that is that when it comes time for like your social media, like Should your social media feed be full of just professional photo and video? No. It would be cost prohibitive to do that. It's also not what the algorithm and subsequently people want. People want to consume real, natural kind of content. And if you're just always bringing this like really, really polished thing, a brand can kind of feel a little bit stale, I think, or stingy.
Yeah.
And so it's both and.
Could you give us like 2 or 3 projects that you would suggest you have to do professional photos?
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 projects that you think just your really good camera on a phone will suffice?
I keep looking for it, but like this is the new iPhone, right? It's iPhone some number in the teens, I don't know, but the camera that is on here is so unbelievably good. The kind of the way that this technology has advanced in the last 5 to 10 years is remarkable. Like the capability of this thing, which the vast majority of people have in their pocket every day, is really, really incredible. And so you have great cameras all around you, so close to you. But again, I would say something like a brand video where you're trying to tell the story of your business, your organization, your product, solving a need for your client. That's what a brand video should be about. How do you engage in the world in a meaningful way? That should be done in a professional kind of way. Again, that doesn't mean you need to hire Switchboard or anyone really. If you have the ability in-house to do that kind of thing, you should do that. But it's labor intensive, it's gear intensive. It could be cost.
Also, narrating a story isn't straightforward.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There is complexity to it. So however you end up doing this like really good, really professional, labor-intensive thing, you should do that. Something like a brand video. And then when you're thinking about a brand video, you're thinking about like, well, where does a brand video go? That can go on social media, but it probably is of a length that doesn't maybe quite make sense in your normal social feeds. But a brand video makes a lot of sense on the homepage of your website for a season. Or if you're running ads, running that to like funnel pages, having that be at the top of the funnel as you're trying to like get people to like buy into the idea of your business, develop leads and stuff like that. It's a great spot there. Also, a brand video can get cut up into a whole bunch of little small videos that make sense for social. But for a project like that, you should go further than just probably with your phone. But the things that you're posting every single day on social media, which you don't need to post every day, but with some kind of cadence and some sort of regularity, you should give to people that want to consume your information something on social. And doing that with a cell phone is ideal.
Yeah. How would you describe, so visual storytelling through photo, through video, how can that, both professionally and do it yourself, how can that change the way people feel about your brand?
As people, we consume story effortlessly. It's a natural part of human existence. From when we're really little kids, we hear stories. People tell us stories. Before you can read, someone is telling you something. So we grow up from these like tiny little humans consuming and understanding story. And so understanding that every business and every organization is telling a story, whether you are trying to or not, you're telling something. You're telling your community something about who you are, what you care about, what you believe in. And so I think understanding that, it should motivate us to tell our story better.
Yeah. For most businesses, right, we're just trying to pay paychecks. We're trying to make it to the next 2 weeks. We're trying to fulfill orders. We're trying to make our customers happy. Oftentimes, we neglect our marketing budget, not because we want to, but because out of necessity, right? So if I'm a small business in St. Cloud and I'm working on a tight budget, where do I start first? Do I start it with video? Do I start with photo? Do I focus on my brand and design?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a good question. There's a complexity to it that might be hard to answer really concisely, but I would, in general, if somebody asked me this question, I would want to ask some questions first. I would say that if your website is sound, you've got a really good, clear call to action, the story is laid out beautifully on the website, pain point, hero, pain point, who meets a guide, if that is laid out well on the website and there's visual storytelling through photo that's done well on the website, if that's done, then I think it's video all the time. But if you have a really poor kind of photo presence on your website, I think because of its cost in relationship to video, it is inexpensive in comparison to some kinds of video.
So much more content.
And so I would start there just to get some of that polished up. And then all those photos that end up on your website and stuff, those can show up in your marketing in a whole bunch of other ways. So as you're thinking about like, leave behinds and postcards, any of that stuff that's a pretty normal part of business communication cycles and structures, photos are important. But I'd say once that thing is solved, then it's all video all the time. And that's because of social media. That's because of the algorithm. When Facebook launched, it was everything for social media, right? And then it got long and wordy, and Instagram started in response to these big long posts at Facebook. No words, just give me a photo. And it exploded. So Instagram was the first like photo sharing app. But Instagram, in their own words, they're no longer a photo sharing app. They are a video app because they were kind of getting beat up by all of these new apps that had come in that were all video focused. Part of that is because the technology has continued to advance so much, and preferences in how we consume media, what we want as people when we're scrolling. What kind of things do I linger on? What kind of things do I give my time and energy to? All of that is video. And so I would say check that first big box of get some good solid photos, and then figure out, how do I engage well in video in a social kind of way without maybe even necessarily engaging like a video shop like us to do stuff like that.
It kind of feels like investing, right? Just start small.
Yep.
Keep it consistent, keep it going, and grow slowly over time.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Sweet. Anything else?
No, but I mean, I love taking photos. I love taking video.
Yeah.
There's something about getting to know somebody and their story, what they're trying to do in a community, and then taking these hunks of plastic, metal, and glass, sliding a card into them, and then using that as this like storytelling device for them. There's something about that that's so fun. And I think until you've I think for some people, when they just haven't engaged, what does it actually look like? How complicated is it to actually start doing this kind of thing? I think sometimes it can kind of feel overwhelming. But once you get going, you just get your feet wet a little bit, you kind of realize what that rhythm looks like, even how to do it internally, how to bring in a partner to help you with that. But when you kind of see your story starting to like come to life, and you're like, oh, that thing, this will help me communicate to people how we solve their need well. There's something that's really, really special about that. Yeah. So jump in. That's what I would say.
Wow, thanks for sharing. That was sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet. Thanks everyone for listening to our very first episode of Marketing Minutes. Again, we're excited about St. Cloud. We're excited about the businesses that are growing in St. Cloud. We want to be a small little part of that. If you have any advice, if you have any questions, if you're a business that needs help clearing up their messaging, growing their brand, moving their business forward, we'd love to help. See you next time.
Thanks, everybody.